What's up, people? Welcome back. So, this is, I guess, episode 1, which will be one of Operation Get the Vet Back on the Road. So, I got the 5.3 in the garage yesterday. I had to roll it from the carport through the grass, up that little ramp back into this back room, and now I took the intake off. Got to take this valley cover off to get my lift plate on here. Then I'm going to chuck it on the engine stand and start going to town. So I guess it's time I tell you guys a little bit about this. You guys saw some of it, I think, in a video a while ago. But this is a Gen 3 5.3 block. It's got Gen 4 H-beam rods with hyper flat top pistons. Gen 3 heads as well. These are 862 heads, so this is a LM7 5.3 technically. It's semi-built. It's got a sloppy mechanic stage 2 boost cam in it. It's got some decent hardware in it. It doesn't have studs though. It's not a studded block. So what I'm working on right now over there is I'm about to put those LS9 head gaskets in there, and I'm about to make this studded so it can handle some boost. But the motor in the vet dropped oil pressure. It's reading 7 pounds at idle, so she's cooked. There was a good amount of like metal chunks and shavings in the pan when I dropped it, so she's not doing so hot. So we're going to get this 5.3 healthy, ready to go, and boost ready so that when I save up enough money, got to get a trans first, but then after the trans, it'll be ready for boost, and it'll be a good running motor for it. So I have the dyno sheet. This engine made 435 horsepower to the crank on an engine dyno. That's the only runtime this motor has. The only thing I'm doing basically is ARP head studs and an upgraded high pressure melling oil pump. So we won't see 7 pounds anymore. Hopefully when we start her up, it'll be more like 50 or 60. So that'll be much happier for throwing boost at it. But another little warning here. This is not going to be an informational video. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So I'm over here just tearing this shit apart and asking ChatGPT what's going on. So if you're looking for an informational video on how to build a 5.3 or an LS motor, this ain't going to be it. This is going to be more of a watch a Neanderthal put a truck motor in a 20-year-old Corvette. So if you like that type of content, stick around. We'll be doing some time lapses, and we'll get her in the car and we'll show you all the process. So this will be about a month-long process, and hopefully the deadline is my birthday on October 18th to get the vet running again. So yeah, we'll update as we go. Hello. It is the next night. The motor is on the engine stand after about, 3 wrong bolt choices for these bell housing bolts that go through the stand. That was an absolute fight for no reason. So we got it right on the last try. It was kind of hard with the cherry picker that I have also. It kind of sits like perfectly the leg width of this, so you have to do it cockeyed. So we ended up having to pull the motor like sideways and hold it while we try to put bolts in, but whatever. It is time to take the heads off of this Jaxon. So that's what we're going to do. I just have these finger tight in here because cameraman told me that I should put the valve covers back on. But I wanted to take a look in here. Check this shit out, y'all. Yo! It's nothing at all. It's not exciting at all. It's just GM rocker arms and I'm pretty sure these are Michigan Motorsports valve springs with the keepers and retainers that they send in the kit with the cam that this has. So it's nothing special, but it'll do. It's not necessarily a weak point on these motors is rocker arms, but the trunnion upgrade would be really nice. I do agree with that. That'll be for the 6.0 though. So yeah, the plan is get these heads out of here tonight, get the studs in there, and then throw these heads back on, and then it should be keep banging, oil pump next. That'll be kind of with the 6.0. I'm thinking I'm going to do the oil pump, and then I got to do the oil barbell in the back of the motor too. Couple little things left, nothing too crazy. We're not tearing the bottom end apart. This is mostly going to be the easy part. The hard stuff is going to be when the car's in the garage, all the swapping of parts from the Corvette onto this, because this is a truck motor. This was made to go in a truck, so can't use the oil pan. I got to put the upper and lower off of the Z06 onto here. I can't use that pickup tube. I have a new one. I got to swap that over. Whole accessory drive, crank pulley, like all that stuff. And I'm getting a clutch with this too. I just ordered a twin disc monster clutch for a C5. So that'll make this clutching problem go away, hopefully. Tranny's still hurt, but clutch will be better, motor will be better. So yeah, we're going to pop these heads off and get moving. So I was pulling this passenger side head here and pulled the head up, noticed that there is some significant gouging and scratching in piston number 6. But then I looked at the correlating set of valves in the head, and I mean, it looks like there's no damage in the valve. I'm going to spin the motor over and then look down the cylinder wall and see if the wall's scored up at all. Maybe a piece of like carbon debris chunk came down from the valves and fell in there or something, scuffed it up. I don't know. That doesn't quite look like piston slap. And if it was, that would be horrible. It also looks like there was definitely a head gasket leak. If you can see all the green kind of around these two cylinders mostly. There's even rust forming a little bit there. So definitely a head gasket leak. This was the gasket. You can see all the like watermarks on it. So I don't know. I checked the surface of the block and the surface of the head with my flat edge over there so that I could check to see if it was warped. Maybe that was the problem with the gasket leaking. But it's completely flat. The deck surface is flat. The head's flat. Nothing is warped. So I don't know if factory GM head bolts are just shitty and don't work, but I'm gonna try to clean up this deck block, the deck of the block, as much as I possibly can. I'm probably gonna end up having to do some sanding on some of these rougher edges, and then the head looks pretty clean, so I might just do a little cleanup on that. But got to tap these holes, which I can't do till tomorrow. So I'm going to take that other head off, and that'll probably be it for tonight. So not the best news, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Hopefully these ARP bolts can lock this down real tight, and we'll be good to go. But we'll see. Stay tuned. So I've made the executive decision to replace this piston because these are hyper flat top pistons, which are very strong pistons, but they're made out of an aluminum alloy that's brittle and is prone for hot spots, is what I looked up. So if there's any sort of like scratching or some sort of divoting in the piston, even if I smooth those scratches out with a DA sander, when I boost this motor, it'll still end up detonating, and these pistons are very brittle. They're good for like NA power mild boost, but they're not if they get hot spots. They'll detonate and it could crack a piston in half. So the decision is to replace this piston and replace the replace the rings in the piston, do a light hone on this cylinder, send it back together with stock rod bolts, and put it all back together and hope it's okay. But we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to sand the piston down. I got to lap all these valves still because there is some carbon depositing under there. I'll go through, lap all those, order a new piston and rings for it, and then get this back together. This has turned into an absolute shit show, everybody. This is bad. This was supposed to be a ready-to-rock motor that I was just going to throw in my car, but it's a good thing I took it apart because This very well could have ended up blowing up within like 1,000 miles of ripping on this. So. It's good. It's not good. Nothing is good. It's all bad. I done got swindled, people. Well, that's alright. I guess that's the world of cars. So I think the last update was the piston. So after the piston, looked it up, a whole set of brand new pistons that are the same as these flat tops that are in here. It was like $350. I was like, alright, I'll just buy new pistons for it and I'll re-ring it. Decided I was going to do that, so I just pulled that piston out and said, screw it, replacing the pistons. Alright.
That's the one I just showed him, yeah. Cool.
That one first. Let's see if we can't get to the rest of them. Take a look in there. That one, cooked. Alright, well anyway. Cam bearings are all completely cooked, which tells me that this was probably running on low oil pressure. And also, oh, the rings. The rings were gapped to 070. I pulled the last piston out, checked the ring gap, 070. And you can see it on the pistons on the ring lands. The oil's kind of burnt into the side of it, so it was definitely burning oil. I don't think this was an engine that was ran on just dyno time. It was used. Those pistons are all used. This crankshaft, they didn't do any sort of like polishing job on it, didn't clean it up. I mean, you can like run your fingernail across it. There's ridges in every journal. So there's that. We'll take a look at the top side here. So top side, if you can see all this like vertical scoring in the cylinder walls, these guys didn't even bother to like ball hone this block. They didn't even take the time to go $20 Amazon, buy you a drill, whatever, ball hone that you can just bing bong, whiz in and out of these. Nothing. So this motor's junk. I would rather put all the money that I would into this, fixing this, into this 6.0. So I'm going to call the vet for the year. She won't be coming back out. And then we'll cut back to building the 6.0, I guess. Because this didn't go too hot. So continue the video later. All right. Forgot to start the time lapse last night, so I'll give a little Kowalski progress report. So got the front like radiator condenser and E-fan set up out of here and got the plastics all off. Started to take some of the accessories off. Right now I got to take the exhaust off. Intake has to come out. All the suspension components need to be dropped so the subframe can get dropped. And then basically get everything ready to pull the motor out of this tomorrow. Gonna start a time lapse and keep rocking on this. Alright, so we've made some pretty good headway on the car here. Got the headers all disconnected, the subframe's ready to get dropped. I pulled the upper control arms and the shock off of there yesterday. Pretty much all that's left is disconnect the steering column and the shifter, because I'm going to pull the torque tube out at the same time as the motor because there's some stuff that needs to be built in there or replaced. But if this car was like a multiple choice like test question and there was like options down the list of what parts you need to remove to pull the motor on a Corvette, go ahead and circle in the all of the above answer under that question, because it's pretty much everything. There's really nothing left in here. Couple things left to go, and then unbolt the torque tube from the bell housing and drop the subframe. Should be ready to roll. So we'll hit another little time lapse here and get going. All right, y'all, getting pretty close. I gotta unbolt the shifter from inside, and I have to take the torque tube like tunnel cover off. And I just want to take a second and breathe and then show y'all what I am about to do. Come take a look, everybody. Let's see here. Oh, there is 36 torque tube tunnel cover bolts. I'm gonna be here for a while. We made a mess. Oh yeah. Nice and juicy, bud. Yeah, so subframe's completely out of the car. There's the slave cylinder, input shaft. What we're gonna do is bolt the subframe back up, throw the rotors, wheels, tires back on the car, and then just roll it back into the carport over here. But yeah, motor's out of the car. That part's done. What do you think, brother? Any opinions?
It wasn't that hard once you got into it, and it looks like you did pretty good at just tearing it apart. I just kind of let him do his thing. This is his car, and he wants to get more mechanically inclined with things, so I'm just letting him do it. Whenever he gets stuck, I'll help him out. But yeah, you did very good.
Thank you.
Made some good time on it.
Appreciate it, brother. We shall be back with engine build process in like, I don't know, a month or two. So, see you then. First, check out these gangster test pipes, guys. We just got done making these. This is a beauty of a set. We used these for some product development pictures earlier. Those turned out really well, but we are, I think, a month or so later after the last update. 3 months later after the last update. Last time you guys saw, we pulled the motor out of the car and I said I'd give an update. I recorded a couple time lapses on my phone that'll be in here, but other than that, not much. But we found the culprit of the oil pressure issue and also the little knock that we heard under my car. So first oil pressure issue that we have, this is the oil pickup tube O-ring. It's split and it's caved in, which causes cavitation and oil and low oil pressure in it of itself. And then number two, we have a spun cam bearing right here. So I think that was the little ticking noise that I heard coming from it. Mason also heard it and pointed that out as well. I didn't want to believe it while he was telling me, but now it's true. So this is 2 for 2 for me on LS motors with spun cam bearings off Facebook Marketplace. So someone's got to delete that app from my phone and tell me no more. Anywho, that's the update. So next, I'm going to send this block off to the machine shop with that crank if I can reuse it. There's some minor scoring in it, major scoring in it. Also, I'm going to be using the 5.3 heads off of that motor that I previously bought on Marketplace on this because it'll raise my compression by 0.5 point, so we should pick up a little NA horsepower before it goes boosted. But yeah, block heads and crank off to the machine shop. We'll see how bad that crank is. Might end up going with a stroker kit. You guys will find out in the future. This might be deleted. That's the update. We'll see you in the next update. Bye.
Hot tamale.
Yeah. It's another Y-pipe. Know what I'm saying? Alright, let me chill out. Anywho, it's been like 6 months now. No, not quite, I don't think.
Close, but not quite.
Close to that. It's been a long time. We've been very busy doing exhaust work, which is not a bad thing. I'm not going to be angry at not being able to get my car done because we're busy with business. It's just how it is. If there's work to be done, we're going to keep rolling as long as we can, and we're going to keep working hard. So it is time to keep going on this, though. So I got the trans rebuild kit on the way. I had to piece it together separately because Tremec is short on parts. That's what Tick Performance told me on the phone, at least. They said that they are short from parts from Tick, which is the direct supplier from basically GM. So that means everyone's short on. So I had to like piece it together part by part. I still managed to do it cheaper than it would cost me to send the trans to Tick and have them build it. So that will be getting built first. I'm going to order the stuff to redo the torque tube, bushings, and bearings, get that done. And then I'm also very soon, next couple of weeks, ordering the rods, pistons, cam for the LQ9. And then once those get here, this block can go to the machine shop and they can do their thing on it. I'll put it back together and then get the car going. It'll be time to hear the vet. But this is the first part to a multiple part series, though. We're thinking another part, maybe 3, depending on the time span of how this goes. Could be another 3 years in the garage, but that's all right. The kitties are making a home in the Corvette, kind of. They're running all over it. Kitty paws all over the dust on the car. It's all right, though. I can't drive it, so they can live in it for now. Yeah. Has not been fun. Thanks for watching another Precision Fab racing video, and we'll catch you in the next one.